another person called Aditya on your screen. You can see Aditya also scored on 21st, and this is just crazy that he got a 750 score. And I'll like him to share his journey. Just a second, Aditya, I'll pin you and then I'll just call once. Okay, stopping this share. So, hi Aditya, I can see you now. Really, I was just shared something that you wrote a very long paragraph right now, just some time back. Very happy to see that you started at a very low score of 580 when you studied only the official guides and verbal review, etc. So just take us through what was the situation, why was that not adequate, and the toughness when it increased, what did it do for you? Because our course genuinely increases the toughness multiple folds.
Yeah. So my GMAT journey actually started 1 year back. So I thought I was ready to give the GMAT because I was able to solve most of. I was thinking, I thought that I was confident enough to score like around 700 in GMAT because I was able to solve most of the questions of official guide. But when I actually gave the mock on MBA.com, I did good looks. I was too depressed. Then I reached out to top 1%. I reached out to Richa. I thought my verbal was weak and I was good in maths. But she persuaded me to, go for quant as well as verbal because both of them needed improvement. And when I actually attended Sandeep's first class, I really thought the level of questions which I am doing right now with him and the level that I practiced in official guide or through other material, that was way too different. The level of questions is too difficult, which sir teaches, and that is what is expected in GMAT, so that you don't get surprises on the day of test. So that is really important. So when I started with top 1%, it took me around 4 months to complete my course, like 2 months for
Mhm.
classes, and then you need 2 months again for practice because practice is
Right,
really important. You just
right,
can't
right.
focus on the questions in class.
So, Aditya, you said that your mock score after doing all the official material was only 580, right?
Right. Yeah.
And what was the prep like, and how did this 750 happen? What all did you do? What all did you avoid? Just take us through it, please.
Yeah, so I followed the complete curriculum provided by top 1%.
Mm-hmm.
After that, what I focused on is practice. So you have to practice those 700 to 800 level questions. And I
Right.
was really weak in sentence correction. I was not able to like catch what is happening in the questions. I was not able to
Mm.
understand the rules of grammar. But I think you have one or two lectures on basics of sentence correction. So going through that, and after going through those lectures, reading those two basic books of sentence corrections really helped me. This is not
Mm-hmm.
that difficult that you can't understand. And
Right.
there are so many questions like one liner or two liner. Those are really important because those help you to clear those concepts. If you'll think ki, okay, we can leave this, this is not what is expected in exam, that was wrong, because clearing those small concepts really help to solve those big questions. If you will
Right.
not practice those, you'll miss on exam.
Right. Right. And tell us about RC prep, CR prep, and quant prep also.
Yeah.
Just.
So in quant, what is really important is you to solve more and more questions. There might be days where you won't be able to solve, let's say, 4 or 5 questions out of 10, but don't be disappointed because it's better that you do those questions wrong before the exam rather than doing it wrong on the day of exam. So keep on
Right.
practicing till the day you get confidence. So
Mm-hmm.
practice is really important in GMAT, whether it is RC, quant, or sentence correction or CR. And you just
Mm-hmm.
can't focus on one subject. You'll have to focus all four topics. You'll have to give equal importance four of them. Like you can't say like, okay, I'll study 1 week quant and then I'll focus on the next subject. Because if you leave some subject for some days, now you leave touch of it, and then
Mm-hmm.
to again get back into that zone is difficult. You'll have to keep on practicing topics of each questions and each topic regularly.
So, as you said, Aditya, SC was probably the weakest, as you just said.
Yeah.
Were there any other weaknesses or challenges for you within quant, within RC, within CR?
One more thing which I noticed, like while I was giving mock, the mistake which I was doing were mainly in the first 5 or 10 questions because it was taking time for me to adapt to those questions or look for my brain to adapt in that zone. So
Mm-hmm.
on the test day, what I did is I selected AWA and IR first. I always thought, ki, okay, you should do quant first, but on the test day, I selected AWA and IR first so that my mind is in that zone, ki, okay, I'm giving the exam, so it's working. So I think
Right.
that helped me.
And overall, what would you say people should not do and should do? Because now that you're on the other side, I also was told that you've written about 20 mocks. So
Yeah.
share that as well. And then the exam experience. Overall, whatever you would like to tell from your prep.
So overall, my experience is what not to do is basically don't go other than what is provided from top 1%. Trust me, you won't be even able to complete everything what top 1% has provided you. The course is huge. So you just focus on the questions which sir has provided. There is 700 to 800 questions level. I don't think like it's possible to complete even every question what sir has provided. So focus on that and maintain an error log because that is really important. If you wouldn't learn from your mistakes, then there is no point in solving those questions. You should keep
Right.
on revising those questions like weekly or at least daily. Like you should revise before going to the next day. You should divide what mistakes you committed the previous day, and before closing the week, you can see what all mistakes you committed in the prior week, so that it's in your mind.
Also, as you said that you did all the four topics more or less every day, or let's say every alternate day. How did you manage time? Because people say when they're doing one, they really leave the other one, or they can't manage both of them or all four of them. So how did you manage this time?
Yeah, actually, time management was an issue because I'm also working right now. So for me to manage time would be mostly in the night. I used to study like from 10 to 4. I know my timings of study are really awkward, but I'm usually used to study night, so I prefer that. But it depends on like person to person, and you need to give at least 4 to 6 hours, at least 1 month before the exam, because that is really required. 2 hours
Okay.
won't help you because like you solve 30 questions, you'll take 1 hour to solve those, then you'll take another 1 hour to analyze them, what mistakes did you do. So 6 hours at least you need at least 1 month before the exam.
Okay. And did you this time see anything unusual on your exam at all?
Nothing unusual. You should be calm. Like you need to keep your mind calm, like for before attempting the questions. Even if you like miss one question or you think you are not getting that question, just ignore. Like move forward. Don't think about that question. Don't carry that mind like when you go to the next question, because if you think, okay, I did one question wrong, and then you can't solve the, you'll like goof up for the rest of the paper. Just keep your mind calm and everything will be right. And don't like quit for like even if you don't score well in first attempt, or don't quit. You need to keep on like working. It will help you.
Right, right, right. That is one spirit I saw very clearly in the message that was shared. Another very important thing, RC and CR, did you just practice or did you learn some technique and approaches as well?
Yeah.
And they helped you. So,
Yeah, so in RC, I think that octave technique is really good because
mhm,
before that I was just solving those RC patches like we used to do in school, like reading the
mhm,
topic and then understanding it. And by the time you see, you have already passed 15 minutes, you won't even understand the question
mhm.
what is it is trying to ask. So if you follow the technique, you don't need to understand the passage. You just need to follow technique, and you will be able to solve the question.
How about critical reasoning? Was that natural for you
Critical
most?
reasoning was mostly natural to me.
Yeah, because of
So
the background, I saw CFA and everything you probably have done. So,
yeah,
something very similar would have been part of the business reading or whatever you've done, probably.
right.
Right, right. And when you say that you did the entire portal or mocks, what were your scores like? Because initially on our portal, everybody says they're very difficult and you don't get the confidence. So
Right.
tell that as well, please.
So when I started giving mocks of earlier, I was going for sectional test. I used to score 17, 18, 19. It was there for like 3 to 4 mocks. But as I progressed, that score like then moved to 23. Then
Hmm.
from 23, and it even crossed 27. And sometimes it even reached 29 out of 31.
Hmm.
So
Hmm, hmm.
then I felt ki, okay, I am confident enough to give the exam. And after all those attempting all those mocks, I gave
Hmm.
again 2 mocks on MBA.com, and I was too surprised to solve those mocks. I was able to complete full mocks. Like I had around half an hour, including both maths and normal verbal. I would have half an hour in my hand. and I scored
What?
750
Okay.
in 7
Never
exams.
heard this. On the
But it
actual
combined.
exam, also, did you have some time remaining?
So for quant, I think I was just 1 or 2 minutes. For verbal, yes, I did have around 10 minutes remaining with me.
In the real exam, you mean?
Yeah, in the real exam.
That's
Quant, I
lots
was
of
out of
time.
time.
Oh, wow. Just tell us whatever last advice, the words you would like to give. As you're saying, 4 to 6 hours a day might be difficult for people to take out, but towards the last 1 month. But when you were studying, let's say when you were just studying, not practicing, you gave how many hours a day, roughly?
So it would be 2 to 3 hours. It would vary like from day to day. For weekdays, it would be 2 to 3 hours, but for weekends, I would
Mm,
stretch it up sometimes to 6 hours because I need to. I had some target in mind to for a
mhm,
particular week. So in case I am lagging behind, so I need to
mhm.
cover it up on the weekends.
Right, right. Great. I think overall people will take a lot of inspiration because when you did only the official guide, as you said, and the verbal review, the score was not at all encouraging. And it's been a journey, I guess. And I hope eventually when you got a 750, you are very relieved now. I hope
Yeah,
so.
right, right.
Right, right, right. Great, Aditya. And are you applying this year by any chance?
Yeah, yeah. I'll be applying this year.
Round two.
Yeah,
All right, all right. Do keep us posted with the result
yeah,
and all the very best. And it's really finally the performance has worked out for you. And it's only that because sometimes it takes us longer, sometimes it takes us a little less time. But very happy to see that eventually, and you persisted. There are people in your situation who would have given up altogether. So, salute to that spirit because you really went on. I mean, I can very clearly see the message was like that. Great, and thanks for coming here. Definitely, everybody will feel greatly inspired. Yeah. Bye bye. Bye,
bye bye.
Aditya.
Thank you